Hey all, welcome back to the Road to the Great Canadian Open Winter 2026. My name is Clarence and this is my video series as you follow me as I paint up my Brotherhood Without Banners army 1 hour a day, 1 day at a time. The point of this video series is for me to help you, to show you that you can also paint an army as well. I think if you aren't experienced at painting armies, it can seem like a lot of work. And I think the first thing you should do is pick a very simple technique like Slapchop, which is fast and gets good results. I think if you do traditional painting, which is like base coating, washing, and highlighting, that can be a lot of steps. And the new-ish contrast paints and speed paints from various companies really help that process. So I've got a link to a fairly popular tutorial below, but there's tons of guides on YouTube you can find on how to use Slapchop. If we all paint our armies up, it'll make our game look better on the tabletop. More people will look at the game and be attracted to the game and ask about the game. So I think we can all be great ambassadors for the sport, to the game, I should say, if we paint our armies up. So let's see where we're at and what the next step is.
So this is where we're picking up. The models are pretty much base coated with all the colorful details except for the metals. Today we're going to focus on the, I think it's called natural steel. It's like a mid-tone metal from AK. And there's quite a bit of metal to do. It's kind of hard to see because their arms are in the way, but there's like the plates, the armor around the little calf area, the shoulder pauldrons, helmets, chest plates, and on their sides too, they got these overlapping plates on the side of their thighs. So this should take the whole session today, is to base coat them in metal and then wash it in black. Oh, and the spear tips as well. So we'll see if we can get it all done within the hour. It might take a little bit more. We'll see. So anyway, let's get started. An hour of work starts now. 1 hour later, we are back, and we are only half done painting the metal on these guys. So what I did do was I painted them in sections. I started with the calves first. So the calves were about 25 minutes, and I was hoping I can get more done. I then did the knees, and then that took a chunk of time. I then did the spear tips, and then I did their backs. And after that, the hour had pretty much run up. So I think we're going to end there because I think it was a lot of work, and we are going to hopefully finish our session, the metal next session. What remains is their chest plates, the shoulder pauldrons, and the helmets. And I think that the shoulder pauldrons and the helmets shouldn't be too bad because they're pretty exposed and easy to access. But I'm a bit worried about the chest plates because they are buried in between their arms. So that requires a little more control, more fine-tuned work. So stop there, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the series again. And please share with anyone you think might benefit from the painting series. And we've got some bonus content, so we'll see you soon.
Alright, and we are back at X Planet Games, and we're off against Mr. Mudge, who is actually on his way to the LGT very shortly.
Yep.
Next week.
That's the 27th, 28th.
27th, nice. So we are playing off against his Baratheons. We've got a Stannis side list with, let's start with the man himself, Stannis the Manus, right here in his gorgeous Kingsguard. We've got Davos in the Lightbringers. We've got, this is a stand-in for Stagnant Noble in the Queensmen. And then we've got Davos, this is Axel Florent in the Kingsmen. He's got like Human Presence and Vicious and all this extra stuff. NCU-wise, we have got Varys, love that. This is Tycho.
Tycho on two.
This is Alistair. Yeah, trying Tycho out, not a problem. Over here, because it's Dance of Dragons, I decided to go with my 8 activation list again, the idea being that one of my cheap units can pick up the token, and I have 4 to fight with kind of thing. So we've got the usual Gendry in Stormcrow Mercenaries, Thoros in Pikemen, he's on my painting table, so that's sending for Thoros. Peasants with Tom Seven Strings, Sword Knights with the Fortune Seeker, Hot Pie in the Archers, NCUs, Varys, Ravella, and Lady Caitlyn. I'm going to zoom out for a big shot of the table. So the table's kind of funny. Andy started with, did I start? I started. I put a bog down on one half, and he's like, oh, gonna be like that, eh? So we put down a stakes here. I put down a second bog. Again, I like to make asymmetrical boards, and then Andy evened it out by putting a course pile over here. I won the dice off, so I chose a side that's further from the bogs, but he's gonna have option first player. And that's it. Card-wise, we have Shift 3, throw a pan token, very relevant against Lightbringers, and we've got Sundering, which won't matter, I don't think. Alright, so that is deployment, that's the setup, and off to the end of round 1. See you soon. End of round 1. So here's our positioning. More or less everything shuffled up. As kind of predicted for me, I'm going to be grabbing this with my archers because they can still maneuver and shift, hopefully into the flank of those guys. Andy prudently turns so that it's harder to get flank shots. Andy said something interesting here. He said that he can definitely march past because he knows kind of the worst thing that can happen to Stannis is to pick up this egg, right? Because then he slows down, he'll never get in the game. This is a 7-point hard-hitting unit. I want him to pick up the egg. He could definitely just march past and threaten this side here, but then he gives up the point. So I'm also cool with that. I'm not saying I know what he's going to do, but maybe he's going to say, don't take that point. Take that with the rock hard Queensman, then it's 1-1 and then fighting, which could be bad for me. He's like, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Put ideas in my head. Everything else converged around the middle. I stayed 14 away from the Lightbringers, and then Andy did a move that I did not expect. I completely forgot that the sword is open, which meant that the stakes are gone now. They were actually kind of in the way. So I kind of regret not taking the sword earlier because it does restrict. I gave a crown zap and it did damage, but I'll never get here, I don't think, with anything significant. So just zoom out. Here's positioning end of round 1 into round 2. Here we go. All right, end of 2. A lot of panic tests went my way, thankfully. So just a lot of shooting from the sword and their own activation. In a crit fail panic test here, plus Caitlyn really whittled down the Kingsman. Fiery Charge can let me connect here, but... And then with the Vicious, because I popped my token, he failed the panic. I got the token back. These things came forward, did not get a shot yet. He marched past the objective to threaten, so I pushed back with my Stormcrow Mercenaries. They were in the way of my Knights. They came out of the way as well. So because of that unlucky crit fail panic, he gave me the token, so I have 2 points to 0. But even though he was really, really damaged, Tycho and a supply aid healed back essentially 9 wounds, so he's not terribly unhealthy, you know? So now I'm going to lead. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with the sword. We'll find out. Anyway, end of round 3 coming up. End of round 4. The dice have not been kind to Andy. Sorry. The panic test made them drop the objective again onto my unit. It bounced back, but then bounced back again. It's just been horrible. And then he swung with Roller's Name, which is a good offense card, but he rolled 1s and 2s and missed. I rolled 6s and saved. So between Sudden Retreat and Regroup and Reform, they're healed. So it's 4-1. Stannis has decided to come back, which is great for me because I don't want to fight him. This unit, because of Caitlyn and shots and attacks, I've already used both their to the last tokens, is down to just Axel Florent. So we'll see how the go looks at the end of round 4. See you soon. Alright, we just need to record this for posterity. Alright, so Andy just shot the Lightbringers into my peasants, and he rolled this on his first roll. We should record the second roll, because he gets to re-roll for True Conviction here. Alright, the dice gods, let's be observed here. Not great. I mean, 4 is not bad, and then we'll weaken it.
Here we go again. Yay,
On to 2 more.
Did you like the Stagnate Noble?
So that's good. So the shooting from the Lightbringers, even though he didn't roll so good, I did take some damage, failed the panic, fire spread here, failed the panic, bounced to these guys. But then between the 2 shots, the charging the flank, they died. Token came back to me. So at the end of this round, it'll be 8-1. Stannis is slowly creeping forward. I'm just running away. So we see the light at the end of the tunnel here. We know it's over. We're going to call it there. So thanks for watching again, folks, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.